Good morning, students. Today, the topic that we are going to deal with is summary writing. Summary writing is a very important topic in the writing skills, and this particular this particular question on summary writing appears as question 4B. Question number 4A is an unseen passage is given to you, and a summary or a précis must be written on the same extract. I'm repeating, see, children. It should be based on the same extract given as an unseen passage in question 4A. In question 4A, we'll have an unseen passage. उस unseen passage का question answers जो है वो तुमको attempt करना है comprehension के जैसे. Same type comprehension questions will be there. And the same passage 4B, you will have to write a summary or a précis of the same extract. Now let us see what are the points of summary writing and what you should take care when you attempt this question. So this is a compulsory question, children, for 5 marks. Marks and time allocation. Summary or précis writing carries 5 marks. You can take around 10 to 12 minutes to complete this writing skill activity. Maximum 15 minutes, not more than that. Now, how are the points allocated? When you read that particular passage, you have to suggest a suitable title. Title is 1 mark. Central idea or theme, 2 marks. And use of appropriate language, that is again 2 marks. Let's talk about the steps to be followed. The first thing that you will do is read the passage given 2 to 3 times to understand it completely. You must know what the passage is all about because it's an unseen passage. You have to read it 2 or 3 times to understand what the passage, what is the theme or what is the idea discussed in that particular passage. Is it about a personality? Is it about a game? Is it about health? Is it an article written in the newspaper? Okay, so whatever is the central idea or theme, you should try and understand it completely so that you can write the, once you understand the passage, only then you will be able to write it in your own words. The second step is, as you are reading, what you need to do is mark and jot down the keywords and the main points to be included in the summary. Now, how do you do that? Use a pencil. You can underline the sentences or the keywords in the question paper with your pencil. But you can't write anything more than that on the question paper because as per board rules, that is not allowed. So what I would suggest is, supposing you are attempting this particular question, you will attempt on a new page. So if it is, take a double page left and right, and try to attempt this question on the left hand side or on the right hand side. So what you will do is, when it is a double page, you will be able to write down with pencil, okay? Use one of the sides and jot down the points with pencil on one side and then ink it out immediately when you are making a fair copy. You make it down, put it down with your pen, okay, as a fair answer, okay? So therefore, you have to keep your pencil and first you have to jot down all the keywords. These are the important words and these are the main points that I am going to include in my summary, okay? Because summary has to be only 1/3 of the entire extract which is given. Write an appropriate title. So how should this title be? How will you decide what is the title? The title will be based on the idea or the concept which is given or discussed in that particular passage. If it is a particular personality, you can write the name of that personality. If it is a game, discussion is about a game, then you can write the name of that game. For example, football, or it's a cricket match. Okay. If it is about health or if it's about a disease, then you can write the name of that disease. If it's about reading or books, if the passage discusses something about benefits of reading, so advantages, benefits, problems arising. So these are what is the particular idea given or discussed. Based on that, you will have to write or choose an appropriate title. Okay. Write the summary in your own words. This is very, very important for this question, children. Because many a times what children do is they underline the some of the sentences, copy down the same sentences. But if you want to get good marks, say 3.5 or 4 out of 5, for summary you can get 4 out of 5. Then what you need to do is you must try to attempt this question in your own words. But however, children who are very weak in the language, what you can do is do not omit this question. You can get some marks. You can take a few sentences from it. And if you feel that you may make grammatical mistakes, or you don't know, or you may make, you worry about the mistakes that you will make in the tense, then you can write down the same sentences. But no child or no student will omit this question. You will definitely attempt this question because you can get marks here. Do not include any extra details or examples. Do not include anything else, because what is the idea? We have to write a summary or a précis. We have to make this particular passage short. Take only the gist or the summary and put it down. This actually helps us. If you're very good at the language, it is you the person examiner who is um, going through your paper will immediately come to know whether you're good at the language or not. Maintain the tense and write only in indirect speech. If there is a dialogue between two characters, if it's a part of a conversation, everything has to come in indirect speech only, children. Maintain the tense. You started writing in past tense, maintain, let it be in past tense. Sometimes some of the, if it is a fact, the passages give you information about a particular fact. It can be written in simple present tense. If you start with simple present tense, retain the same tense throughout the summary. Do not use any personal pronouns. What are these personal pronouns? I, me, mine, myself. Instead, you can say the writer. Use the word the writer. The writer says that. The writer is of the opinion that. Okay. But do not use any personal pronouns I, me, mine, myself. No. Do not add any additional information or your own personal opinion, because the idea behind summary writing is to write a gist of what is given and to reduce its size to include only the main points. Okay, so let us revise once again. Reading. The first step is reading the passage 2 to 3 times to understand properly. Mark with the pencil the keywords and the main points to be included in the summary. Write an appropriate title. Title will be based on what is the matter given in that particular passage. Okay. Write the summary in your own words. Okay. So that it will fetch you more marks. Do not include any extra details or examples. Maintain the tense and write only in reported speech or indirect speech. No direct speech, no dialogues, no conversations to be included in the summary. Do not use any personal pronouns, I, me, mine, etc. Do not provide any additional information or your personal opinion. These are the main points that you will keep in mind. Steps to be followed, as we discussed earlier, the summary or the précis should be only 1/3 of the original passage. So once you finish writing, children, immediately don't wait till you finish the paper. Reread the summary again to correct any errors or any mistakes. Again, I'm telling you that those children who are weak in the language, everybody will attempt this question, because in this question, once you even pick up a certain some sentences, important sentences from the extract, and you write it down, definitely you will get 1.5 to 2 marks. So it is very important to attempt this question. Just like poem appreciation is an important question, similarly summary should be attempted. Don't think that I'm not understood anything, so I'll not attempt this question. No. And don't keep it for the last moment. Try to take that 10-15 minutes time and then try to complete it. Let us come to, I have an example here, and we will read this particular part and try to find out how we can write a summary of this, keeping the points that we have discussed. Basketball is a sport that requires specific talent in order to be successful. It is a team sport that was invented in the late 1800s. A basketball team is made up of athletes who play particular positions, each of which requires certain skills and qualities. The five positions on the basketball team are point guard, shooting guard, power forward, center, and small forward. Typically, the point guard is the leader of the team when they are on the court. A leader on the court must be able to facilitate plays and get the team in position to score points. The best shooter on the team has the title of shooting guard. A shooting guard must have high accuracy when it comes to getting the basketball into the basket. Two players on the team who must be big and tall are the power forward and the center. These tall players have an important role as they work around the basket and mostly shoot layups. The small forward is an aggressive player who is quick and strong, and someone who can perform many different roles on the court plays this position. Not only do the basketball players need to have the athletic ability to jump, to run, jump, and dribble. Dribble is trying to what to say uh, avoid the other player and take away the snatch away the ball from that other player who's the opponent. Not only, but also they need the ability to work as a team, dribble, dodge. Okay. A victorious basketball team is the one that works together when all five players are on the court, communicating and exhibiting their strengths and skills. Now, children, once we read this, we come to know that the entire passage is about basketball, right? So, our title will be based on all about basketball. Okay, basketball, a sport. Okay, so that way you can the word basketball will definitely come in the title because the entire passage is about basket. Now let us have a look. When we are underlining, let's see the color which is used here. A blue color is used here, children. So basketball, okay, what is basketball? It is a team sport. So team sport is an important word here. Invented in late 1800s. Again, that is important. Okay, who play this particular game? Athletes. Hmm? And what does it require? It has different positions, and this particular game requires certain skills and qualities. Now, the five positions of the basketball team are point guard, shooting guard, power forward, center, and small forward. Although these are all given in a line, we need not write this sentence. Why? Because each of it we are going to discuss at a later date and the specific qualities which are required by each of these players. Okay, so therefore we need not. Our idea is to summarize, right? So therefore we need not write this particular sentence. So we are avoiding all these words. Okay, we are to avoid repetition. Repetition must be avoided. If you want to summarize, avoid repetition. Try to bring together, use compound sentences, join sentences together, bring ideas together which are related. Okay, that is how you have to summarize. Typically, the point guard is the leader of the team. So, who is the leader? That is important. What is his work? He has to facilitate players and get the team in position to score points. Okay. What is the work of the shooting guard? He must have high accuracy. That is the skill that is required. And he must have the ability to get the basketball into the basket. Who are the other two players? What are their qualities? They must be big and their characteristic features. They must be big and tall. And they are the power forward and the center. And what do? They mostly shoot layups. The small forward, how should he be? Aggressive player who's quick and strong. Okay. So these are, you need not repeat, you need not write that these are the various positions. Directly come to each of the position, what quality that player requires and what is his work. That is how you have to summarize. Basketball, team sport. First you underline basketball, then you underline team sport, then you underline invented in late 1800s. Okay. What is the team made up of? Athletes. What do they require? Certain skills and qualities. Who is the first one? Point leader. What is his work? Shooting guard, second one. What is he going to do? Power, big and tall players, they are the power forward and the center. What do? They mostly shoot layups. Small forward, what are the qualities that he requires and what is his role? Okay. Now, in general, the last two sentences gives you the information in general. Players need to have an athletic ability to run, jump, and dribble, dodge. That is, if your opponent will try to stop you, you must try to take the ball away from him by dodging. Okay. But they also need the ability to work as a team. The most important thing is every player, though every player has his own position and role to play, they must work together as a team. Working together as a team means what? Communicating and exhibiting their strengths and skill. All five players. So these five players, you can take it to the beginning. It is not necessary that it must be in the same order that it is given. What you can do is you can take one or two words to the beginning. Okay. Basketball is a team sport involving five players. Basketball is a team sport. Okay. That was invented in basketball, comma, a team sport invented in late 1800s, comprises of five players. Okay. Athletes or the five athletes who play this game require certain skills and qualities. Then you talk about uh, each of these players, five players, okay, and the role, and only one sentence you will devote for each player, okay, communicating and exhibiting their strengths and skills. Now let us see how it has been done. Basketball, a team game. As I told you in the title, since the particular summary is about basketball, you have basketball, a team game. Basketball, a sport that was invented in late 1800s, consists of a team of five skilled means they require special qualities, so that's why skilled athletes fit to play in specialist positions. It is each position, the position of each player is a special one. Directly you are coming down to the first one, second one, third one. Okay, you're not going to write that these are the players. No, the idea is to summarize. The point guard position in the basketball requires an athlete who can lead the team in a position to score points. The shooting guard's position needs high accuracy in shooting the ball into the basket. The power forward and the center are tall players. See, the adjective has been brought about. They are tall players in the team who are positioned to shoot layups. The small forward's position needs someone who is aggressive, quick, strong, and versatile, ability to perform several functions or fit into the role that he has to play. That's called versatile, being versatile. All these positions require special abilities to run, jump, and dribble. That is, every athlete in the basketball team should have these basic qualities. But the team succeeds only when each athlete plays to the best of his or her ability and communicates well with teammates. I hope you have understood, children. Title should have the word or the idea which is discussed in that particular passage. Do not add any additional material. Underline the particular words, when it was invented, what is it about, when was it invented, how many number of players are there, okay, and then instead of talking about it, to avoid any kind of repetition. That is why we have directly started with the different players, what are their positions, what are their roles, and what skills, extra skills, or what are the uh, skills that they require, okay, being in that particular position in the basketball team. Okay, and lastly, the as a concluding line, you're just summarizing that each athlete has to give in the best to the game. I hope, children, you have understood with this example. Let us take another example. Okay. When you think of chocolate, you probably imagine your favorite chocolate bar. But when it was first discovered over 4,000 years ago, it was eaten in the form of a bitter tasting drink mixed with honey, vanilla, and chili peppers. Chocolate is made from a bean called as cocoa, which is grown on trees original to Central and South America. They are picked, dried, and fermented. जैसे ढोकला को ferment करते हैं, overnight रख के, right? The batter similarly fermented, that which uh, you mix and keep so that useful bacteria acts on it for several weeks before being made into chocolate. In the 14th century, the Aztec and the Mayan people believed that chocolate had magical properties and therefore used it only during special sacred ceremonies like birth, death, and marriage ceremonies. The two cultures also consumed chocolate as a drink. Chocolate consumed, to eat, to use. Okay, both the meanings come up. It was also kept reserved for rulers and priests. In fact, chocolate was so popular that cacao beans were also used as currency. It was so popular that it got used as money, currency, money. For example, in 1545, one cacao bean could buy you a large tomato, and 100 beans could buy you a whole big turkey. Now, what is this turkey? Turkey is not the name of a turkey; is the name of a country. That's a different the meaning altogether. It's a proper noun there. But here the word turkey is a big bird, which is like a duck and which is usually eaten for its meat. Okay. So let us, once you read, first reading, what do you get an idea? That this whole passage is about chocolate. Okay. So what should come up in the word, in the title? The word chocolate should definitely figure in the title. Then there are a few points given regarding chocolate, right? Where it is found, what type of a drink it is, how was it used earlier, okay, which were the communities that used it, when was it used, okay, and how it became, about its popularity, okay. All these are the main points that we need to discuss. So just see the points which are here put up in blue. Chocolate, important. Discovered over 4,000 years ago, important. How was it? Bitter tasting drink. Then it was grown in on trees, and it belonged to the regions Central and South America. Then you talk about the Aztec and the Mayan people, the people who belong to this particular two cultures, and how they believed that chocolate had magical properties. When was it used? Okay. Then it was reserved for rulers and priests. This is important. Then it was also used as currency. These are the 5 or 6 main points that you need to pick up. Examples should be avoided, right? You need to avoid examples. Don't take up any details. Don't give any personal opinion. Let us read again. When you think of chocolate, you probably imagine your favorite chocolate bar. But when it was first discovered around 4,000 years ago, it was eaten in the form of a bitter tasting drink mixed with honey, vanilla, and chili peppers. Chocolate is made from a bean called as cacao, which is originally grown on trees, which are grown on trees original to Central and South America. They are picked, dried, and fermented over several weeks before being made into chocolate. In the 14th century, the Aztec and the Mayan people believed that chocolate had magical properties and therefore used it only during special sacred ceremonies like birth, death, and marriage ceremonies. The two cultures also consumed chocolate as a drink. It was also kept reserved for rulers and priests. In fact, chocolate was so popular that cacao beans were also used as currency. For example, in 1545, one cacao bean could buy you a large tomato, and 100 beans could buy you a whole big turkey. Now, this example is not required. What is the most important line? Cacao beans were also used as currency. This is what is important. So, this example, although it seems to be a very good example, while summarizing, you will not write about it. Let us take here. The history of chocolate, all about chocolate. Okay, both the titles are appropriate because you're giving a brief history of how chocolate was used first, right? All about chocolate. The favorite chocolate. You can take it that way also. Yes, all about chocolate, the favorite chocolate. Chocolate, when first discovered over 4,000 years ago, was served as a bitter tasting drink. बहुत सारे सेंटेंसेस को एक ही साथ में मिक्स करके खाली जो 4 वर्ड्स जो इंपॉर्टेंट है, हमने क्या क्या अंडरलाइन किया था? चॉकलेट, ओवर 4000 years ago एंड अ बिटर टेस्टिंग ड्रिंक। इसी ये पूरा ये जो 4 लाइन है उसको हमने एक ही लाइन में कंडेंस करके उसको लिख दिया। चॉकलेट, when first discovered over 4000 years ago, was served as a bitter tasting drink. Chocolate is made by drying and fermenting cacao beans native यानी जो वहां पर उगाया जाता था, native to Central and South America. For summarizing, your vocabulary must be good, children. That will help you to fetch more, get you more marks. But otherwise also, even if you tend to make grammatical mistakes, or if you know that you're not very good at the language also, definitely you must attempt this question because you can get marks here. The 14th century Aztecs and Mayan tribes believed that chocolate had magical properties and only used it during sacred ceremonies. Birth, death, marriage, वो सब avoid किया गया. खाली word क्या use किया गया? Sacred ceremonies. ये सब holy ceremonies. It was often kept reserved for priests and rulers. ये एक different point है, एक important point. The use of cacao beans as a currency goes to show the popularity of chocolate during that era. Okay, during that period. Okay, so children, we come to the end of the summary writing. I hope you have understood all the points. Okay, just once again, we will summarize. First thing is read the passage 2 to 3 times. As you are reading, underline with the pencil the important words, keywords, the key ideas, important words. Okay. The third one is avoid taking examples. Examples are not to be included. Avoid examples. Do not write any personal opinion. Do not add any material. Okay. Try to write the entire summary in your own words. Try to the tense is very, very important. So if you start with a particular tense, like say past tense, stick to the past tense throughout. Sometimes certain facts require to be presented in present tense. So put it in present tense, but you see that it is put in present tense throughout. Okay. Then direct speech has to be avoided. The entire summary has to be written in direct speech. Conversation, dialogue should not be included. Personal pronouns like I, me, mine, the writer, take it that way, and then summarize what the writer wants to say. Okay, so this is all about summary writing, and I will be two examples we have taken here. I will be sending you the notes regarding this so that you can copy it down in your notebook, and also 1 or 2 assignments for summary. Some of them will be solved examples and some of them you will have to do it on your own. Okay, put it down, the ones which you have to do or we have to solve on your own, that you will put it up in the composition book. Okay, thank you children, have a nice day. We have finished many writing skills already, done drafting a speech, letter writing, expansion of idea. Now we have done summary writing also. What remains is only information transfer and view and counter view. Okay, this we will take up very soon. Thank you children, have a nice day.